Hey everybody, how's it going today? My name is John, and today I want to talk to you about an interview that one of the Red Pill guys actually did on Dr. Phil. And so if you don't know what this interview is, this individual I'm talking about, his name is Rollo Tomassi. And so he's written 5 books, a book series called The Rational Male. Now, if you've been following me for a little bit, I have mentioned his work quite a few times, and even in my last video, actually, I said that I've read 4 of the 5 books. I'm working through the 5th book right now. So, this interview with Dr. Phil, I don't know where to begin. I will link the interview down in the description below so you can see it in, well, I think it's broken up into 2 parts. So part 1 is actually released now, and hopefully part 2 will come out pretty soon. But, geez, where can I start on this? So I guess over the past few years, Dr. Phil wanted to get Rollo Tomassi on the show, just to elaborate on his work. And Rollo has always said no and has declined because it wasn't the right time, essentially, he said, for him. And I can understand that for sure. Now, it's very interesting because over the past 6, 8, even 12 months, we've had Andrew Tate come into the forefront of the media and pretty much in our social sphere online. I go about my day, and a lot of times I'm interacting with friends and acquaintances and even coworkers, and it always surprises me that they mention, oh, what do you think of this Andrew Tate guy? And it's like, holy crap. Like, I've known him since 2018 when he first started on doing stuff on YouTube. So I've been following his work a little bit here and there, but then to see him blow up as much as he did was just beyond me. But to get to the topic at hand, I believe Dr. Phil wanted to get Andrew Tate on the show. However, things didn't transpire that way, so he got the quote-unquote next best thing, which would be Rollo Tomassi. Now, it's funny that he says that because Rollo is actually the absolute best person for the job. Andrew Tate, certainly not. He's great for bringing controversy and whatever he says. However, it's the theory behind everything. It's the theory of the red pill itself, and Rollo was the one, among a few other individuals, who actually pieced all of this together, all the statistics over the past 20 years together, and put it in a form that we could actually consume, and book form called The Rational Male. Now, Rollo has actually gone and done blog posts for like the past 20 odd years regarding all of the red pill stuff. It started out with like pickup artistry, and it has expanded so much from there. And so it's just been incredible. Everything from like the pickup artists, like mystery, if you've heard of the mystery method, that certainly doesn't fly anymore, but the premise is actually quite true and remains true today. So anything from like the pickup artistry to more like men going their own way, or MGTOW, to men's rights activists, to black pill, to blue pill, to all of these pills. But I want to talk about this interview. Now, the interview starts off with Dr. Phil and this one 24, 25-year-old guy. He says he's some sort of sexual influencer. It's kind of weird, but what is interesting to note is this guy's on the spectrum. And so just the way that they framed the conversation and the shots that they took portrayed him in a bad light. And if you disregard all the negativities about it, look at the truth. Look at what is being said. This guy was, in his words, more or less, he was a loser. And he went from a loser to being someone that he is actually proud to be. He focuses a lot on fitness. And so he was this, I guess, weak guy, and through the course of a number of years, following red pill praxeology and understanding intersexual dynamics between men and women, he was able to get jacked, essentially. And not only that, but now he has more confidence in himself, and he can now speak his mind. He understands what's being portrayed in the world, And unfortunately, he doesn't articulate it as well as he should have, or someone should have. And that's where Rollo comes in. So a lot of things, what he says, it seems like, oh, this guy's kind of out there, kind of far-fetched, but you have to look at the results. The results are actually there. And he's a lot more confident in himself, and I don't see any problem with what he said or what he did on that show. Now, we move into the conversation with Rollo Tomassi. Now, Rollo did a fantastic job at keeping frame. He understands this. He's done this for 20 odd years. Every single question that comes his way, he has dealt with to some capacity. He's either wrote it in his blog posts, he's published it in his books. He does 5-hour live streams, 5-hour live streams, talking about one specific topic, and then he can diverge into all these different avenues. So he has seen this time and time and time again. And so he's prepared. He's read the majority of material. He understands where people are coming from, and he's really good at picking up what people's motives are. And so when Dr. Phil comes at him, one of the very first things Rollo says is that he is on here and he's not going to be an Andrew Tate apologist. And that's what I like to say myself, except for not for the Andrew Tate side, but for the red pill side. I am not a red pill apologist. It is what it is. If it helps you, great. If not, leave it alone. It's up to the individual. But what I say is, if you see the results, and the results were through figuring things out from a red pill perspective, maybe you should consider following that perspective. That's all I do. That's all I say. Now, Rollo was straight on facts. He understood his material, and anything that either Dr. Phil or the other individuals on that panel came at him with, he did a fantastic job. Now, he was under the gun a lot of times because it seemed like it was him versus everybody else on the panel, plus Dr. Phil, plus the millions of people viewing at home, plus everyone in that studio audience. Now, that happens for a reason, right? Now, the one thing that Rollo gets right a lot of times, and I try to follow myself, is there's a big difference between emotionalism and rationalism. Emotionalism, if you come from an argument from an emotional perspective, oh, I feel like, oh, this hurt me when, you're going to be very disappointed when you come across someone who speaks in rational thought. Facts don't care about feelings. The fact that, let's say, for example, someone had a bad day today, I mean, that doesn't dispute the fact that things have to get done today. Facts do not trump, or feelings do not trump facts. Feelings are very important, but from an argument perspective, you either have to be on the same level. You have to be on the same level when you're talking. So if someone comes at you, oh, that's hurtful, this is misogyny, I don't think this is true or accurate, or I feel, whenever you hear the word I feel like, I mean, it's a meme in the red pill sphere now. It's like, it's language based in emotionalism. What you want to do is say, I think. If you say, I feel like, and the majority of women will say this just simply because they're women, right? That's how God has made them to be. However, as men, we are also saying, I feel like this, or I feel like that. And that needs to stop. Unless you're actually talking about emotions, then it's fine to say, I feel like crap, or I feel very good. But if you say, I feel that is wrong because XYZ, you're automatically disqualifying your argument. You're coming from an emotional perspective. What you want to do is say, I think that this is wrong because XYZ. Now you're coming from a rational perspective, introducing logic and fact, and you can actually move a conversation along. However, if someone is coming from an emotional side and you're talking rational, there's going to be conflict. There's no point in going further because you are already starting at a massive disadvantage. You're already starting from the polar opposite spectrum. And for the most part, this is what happened in this interview on Dr. Phil. And so Rollo was coming from the rational perspective, whereas a lot of times the guy who claims he canceled Andrew Tate, which he didn't, by the way, he came from the emotional aspect. Just look at him. Just watch his mannerisms. Watch his body language. He's not even confident in what he's saying. He's all huddled down. And it's like, you're appealing to emotion, and emotion is not fact. You have to base your decisions on fact. And this is what the red pill gets right, is it doesn't care about your feelings. What's fact is fact is fact. And it's up to us as individuals to comprehend and figure out how to get through this without too much hurt on our end. So that is my thoughts on that whole interview. It's quite an interesting interview. It brings the red pill to the mainstream, which more the merrier. And it's videos like this that I want to convey to people, that from a red pill point of view, this is my experience. It's no longer the talking points. It's, okay, I've gone through this whole thing for the past 5 years. I've struggled all the way through it, but I've come out the other end at peace with a lot of things, and now I can help others through it. So anyways, thank you for watching and listening, and I will see you in the next video. Please take a look at that interview. It is something else, man. Anyways, I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.